I wrote in that column I mentioned in 2014, I wrote, Magic and Bird were done before I graduated college. Jordan came and went before I turned 30. Duncan, Kobe, Hakeem, and Shaq never quite got there. All of them were great, but they were never all caps great. Durant might be a magnificent scorer and an even better teammate, but it's hard to imagine him getting to that last level. After him, you're looking at Anthony Davis, someone with an infinitely better chance of becoming the next Duncan than a basketball genius. And there's nobody on the immediate horizon. This might be it for a while. And I said, I was there for Larry, I was there for Magic, I was there for Michael, and I was there for LeBron James. And then the comment a little bit after that. But I still feel that way. Those are the four best guys I ever saw. I saw Kareem, when he was really at his all-time peak in the 70s. I don't really remember it. I remember more 80s Lakers Kareem, who's still incredible, but was not at the same kind of level. And other than that, you think of the current guys, Giannis to me looks like he's going to be in that Duncan kind of Kobe, Hakeem, Shaq level, but not that last level. Luka, I think, definitely has a chance. Jokic, not sure yet. I don't want to rule it out because offensively he's such a genius. But the thing, I was thinking about LeBron's career, in all the different little checkpoints he hit, right? Where I wrote in my basketball book, there were 4 Jordans, right? 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. 4.0 was like the last Bulls Jordan. The 96, 97, 98 Jordan. Where it's like not the same athletic ability, but the smarts and the know-how and just the experience. And he was just an absolute murderer at that point. There's 3 versions of LeBron. I think the 1.0 was 03 to 11, probably ending in that terrible Dallas series. Then the 2.0 version was 2012 to 2018 as he just started to figure it out and add stuff. And I'll get into that in a second. And then this 3.0 version was this 2018 to 23 version where athletically he's not the same guy, but the smarts, and he's like that older guy in the pickup game who just knows everything to do, all the right places to be. He could just get any shot he wants. And in a weird way, he's averaging more points the last 2 years than I think he's ever averaged. But athletically, he's not, I don't think, the same guy. He's stronger. He's more physical. He's figured out some bully ball stuff. But I was thinking about some of the checkpoints for him. The most important moments that kind of propped him, with the peak being 2018 Game 1, 2018 Game 1 Finals, which is the best game I've ever seen anyone play in person. But the checkpoints to me, and I might have missed a couple, but this is just from a basketball standpoint. He lost the jump ball in Game 7 with a minute left against the Celtics. There was a jump ball, and him and Pierce went for it. And Pierce was just stronger and tougher and got the ball. And you can go back and watch on YouTube. And LeBron came back the next year just stronger. That was never happening again. I felt like that was weirdly an important moment for him, that he didn't get the ball. Pierce got it. Pierce was stronger. He was older. He was tougher. He had a little more know-how, and he just wanted it more. And LeBron just wasn't strong enough. Came back. He was strong. Won 2 straight MVPs. Maybe that would have happened anyway, but I do think that jump ball was important. 2011, the finals, how Dallas defended him and how they exposed some of the holes in his game, because the rule was let LeBron shoot from 20. He's not really going to post up. And Dallas took it to a whole other level, and they Jedi mind tricked him. They were putting smaller people on him, famously JJ Barea. They're putting Kid on him. They're just throwing off. Marion was on him a lot in that series, which I think people forget. But they just threw all these different looks at him, and his brain kind of broke. They broke him. Comes back the next year. It all leads to that Game 6 in Boston, which I wrote about, when Boston's up 3-2 and they just break them. But they didn't. If anything, it flips the other way. And LeBron has one of the great games of his career. And that was when it's all right, now we know you can't break this guy anymore. So now how is he going to elevate as an offensive player? 2013 finals. That was when the Spurs, they tried to Jedi mind fuck him again. They were like, we're going to give you the 20-footer. We dare you. Give you the 3. You can take it. You're just not getting in the basket. And Zach Lowe wrote a piece of it. He did a really good piece on ESPN this week. And he talked to LeBron actually about it a little bit, but he mentioned a specific shot. And I remember this because I covered that finals and we did TV for it when near the end of the comeback or near the end of the game where they came back, like a minute left, LeBron was driving right. And the guy 5 years later would have just pulled up and taken a 17-footer. But this LeBron like didn't want to take the shot and ended up passing off and it was bad play and they didn't score. Miracle comeback, they win. In game 7, he's taken that shot. And it's like he just kind of willed himself. Yeah, I think he had 37 that last game. The evolution of him from game 6 and game 7. Game 6, he played 9 of the best minutes I've ever seen him play. If you're just talking about a stretch, there's 9 minutes there. And I think I wrote about it at the time where he just did everything. Where it wasn't just the offense. Like he was doing anything he wanted on offense, but then defensively, he was like Scottie Pippen in 1992. Like it was just unbelievable to watch. He was such an amazing athlete back then. Not that he's not now, but you know what I mean? He was just like, there was just nobody like him. He was like Jordan Cross with Pippen. But that somewhere along that series, he just kind of willed himself to start making those shots. So that was a checkpoint. Then I think 2016, those last 3 Golden State games where he really was starting to match the IQ stuff with the body. Not that he wasn't a genius already, but he was just solving the Warriors. And there was that, I've talked to Steve Kerr about this, that when he got the 2 threes in a row over Ezeli, and he just, as soon as he just got him in a switch twice in a row, and the first time, Ezeli didn't jump out enough. And then the second time he baited Ezeli into jumping into him. I think that was the sequence. It was one of the times he baited him jump in. The other time he did it. He just was yo-yoing Ezeli. And it was like watching a masterclass. So you have that. And then the last one, I think, was the best game I ever saw him play, the game 1 of the finals, when he's just bully balling Golden State. And, you know, from a scorer standpoint, that game, that 2018 game 1, he had 51. He had 51, 8, and 8. He was 19 for 32, made 3 threes, and 10 for 11 from the line. But when you think of the difference between him in 2011, the way Dallas was defending him versus all the stuff he added, all the strength he added, and he was just like this. Now he was almost like watching Derrick Henry running through the line. You know, he could just, anytime he wanted, bully himself to the basket. And he really bullied the Warriors in that game. They couldn't stop him. That was, you know, the 2007 team is the best team I've ever seen. Them or the 86 Celtics. The 18 team was still 95% of that team, and it was basically them versus LeBron. And he was kicking their ass, and then J.R. Smith fucked it up.